It started like a nightmare you couldn't wake up from. You went to sleep rich and woke up with nothing. No war, no warning, just a brutal collapse that erased billions and dragged an entire nation into hunger, dust, and desperation. So what actually happened? Rewind to the early 1920s. The war is over and suddenly everything feels alive again. Factories stop building weapons and start pumping out consumer goods. Cars, radios, appliances, cities expand fast. Money flows even faster. It feels like the future has arrived early. Assembly lines revolutionize production. What once took hours now takes minutes. Cars flood the streets. Industries connected to them, oil, steel, rubber, explode alongside. The economy isn't just growing, it's accelerating. People fall in love with modern life. Radios enter millions of homes. Entertainment spreads like wildfire. The energy is contagious. Optimism becomes the default setting. But underneath that excitement, cracks are already forming. Farmers are struggling. They borrowed heavily during the boom period, expecting demand to continue. It didn't. Prices collapse. Debt piles up. At the same time, consumers develop a dangerous habit. Buy now, pay later. Cars, appliances, even luxury items, all bought on credit. Banks don't hesitate. If you can breathe, you can borrow. And then comes Wall Street. The stock market transforms into a national obsession. Regular people, barbers, waiters, shoe shiners, start giving stock tips like seasoned investors. Prices keep rising and nobody questions why. You don't even need full money to invest. With margin trading, you put down a small amount and borrow the rest. Stocks go up, you win big. That's the belief. Between 1924 and 1929, the market skyrockets. Logic disappears. Fundamentals don't matter.
Momentum does. A few voices try to warn everyone. Economists predict a crash. Nobody listens. The party is too loud. Then reality hits. October 29, 1929. Black Tuesday. The market doesn't just fall, it collapses. Panic spreads instantly. Prices crash. Phones ring non-stop. Traders shout, beg, freeze. Billions vanish in hours. Wealth disappears. Not abstract wealth, real savings, homes, futures. And that's just the beginning. Because most people weren't investing with their own money. They were using borrowed money. When prices fall, brokers demand repayment immediately. Margin calls. People scramble. They can't pay. Everything collapses faster. Banks get dragged into it. Loans aren't repaid. Panic spreads. People rush to withdraw their savings, but the money isn't there. Banks start failing, one after another. Families lose everything. Lifetimes of savings vanish overnight. At this exact moment, when the system starts breaking, not crashing, but cracking open, I am Hammy, and I am a finance explainer. If you actually want to understand how money systems break so you never get caught inside one, pay attention, because this is where it stops being history and starts being a pattern. Back to the collapse. The damage doesn't stay in America, it spreads globally. Loans are called back from Europe. Economies already fragile begin to fall apart. Trade shrinks dramatically. Businesses shut down. Production slows. But leaders keep saying everything is fine. The economy is strong. Meanwhile, people are lining up for food. By the early 1930s, the situation turns brutal.
Unemployment hits 25%. 1 out of every 4 people can't find work. Factories shut down. Cities filled with desperation. Bread lines stretch across blocks. Families wait hours just to eat. Children faint in classrooms, not from boredom, but hunger. This isn't a slowdown, it's survival. Savings are gone. Jobs are gone. Hope is fading. Then nature makes it worse. The Dust Bowl hits. Years of poor farming destroy the soil. Winds turn it into massive storms that cover entire regions. Crops die. Livestock suffocate. Homes fill with dust. Families abandon everything and migrate west, chasing rumors of work. Many find nothing. Back in Washington, leadership struggles to respond. Small efforts don't match the scale of the crisis. People lose trust. Entire communities collapse into makeshift camps. Poverty becomes visible everywhere. Even veterans, men who fought for the country, march to demand help. They're denied. Force is used against them. At this point, the system isn't just broken, it's exposed. Then comes a shift. A new leader steps in, not with promises, but with action. Programs are launched to put people back to work. Roads, bridges, dams, infrastructure. Millions get jobs. Banks are restructured. New rules are created. Systems are rebuilt with safeguards. For the first time in years, stability begins to return. Slowly, painfully, but it returns. The economy doesn't bounce back overnight. It rebuilds piece by piece. People start earning again. Confidence slowly comes back. The country survives, but it's changed. Because the Great Depression wasn't just a financial crash, it was proof of something most people still ignore. When greed, debt, and blind optimism combine, collapse isn't a possibility, it's inevitable.